ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon.
Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're watching us on YouTube or you're listening to us on the Broadway Podcast Network. You know, we love a return moment, encore presentation. We got the chance to speak right on the stage of Titanic, or as they say, the set of Anything Goes. Rosé. Rosé was with us in person, and Rosé's with us now, performing in a really unique, fun, amazing Wizard of Oz. Maybe there's music coming out. Maybe there's all sorts of things coming out. But the one and only Rosé is here.
Hi.
Hey, welcome.
What's up? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Firstly, Rosé, you sing your face off.
Just in general?
That's it. That's all I have to say. You sing your face off.
Full stop, period. Yeah, to be honest, I'm considering a facelift if only to get it reconstructed after singing so much. That's for sure. Yeah.
You know, but then, no, you can't change your beautiful face. Come on.
Oh, honey, it's 2023. Let's change it.
You give good face. Look at all these faces that we've been familiar with for the years. The faces of it all.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. What else do you have? Well, you have little buttons on cue? I have mine too.
Oh,
Like,
oh no.
Okay.
Don't go into my past, Rosé. No one wants to see that. What is it like to get on stage in something like The Wizard of Oz, which is right now, you can see it until the end of the month, over in the, I don't want to mess it up, but you're in Rochester, New York.
Yeah.
And what is unique? Tell us, what is unique about this production?
Well, now that I've almost finished framing myself perfectly here, it's a really incredible and awe-inspiring production. You know, The Wizard of Oz is such a classic tale, you know, that dates beyond in the past. The movie that we all know and love so well. It's one of the most famous stories in the world, and we are retelling it with absolutely no shame and no holding back on completely queer coding it. It's already got so many, you know, queer themes that are just suggested or that have grown to, you know, envelop the language, you know, like Friends of Dorothy, you know, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. These are all things that we've kind of taken here and there for ourselves as queer people. We are completely leaning in and infusing this story with even more wonderful themes and you know, twists and turns like that. One of the main ones probably being that Glinda, the all-powerful good witch, is a drag queen, and that is me. And I have to say, it is one of my favorite roles I've ever done in my life.
Oh, I could imagine. I hear the rumor on the street is the sets are sick, the costumes are sick, the cast is singing. Savvy Jackson sings as Dorothy Gale.
Savvy is amazing. Y'all may know Savvy from Bad Cinderella. Savvy has become quite a good friend of mine, but Savvy is, the talent. It's just so nice to be so inspired by I feel so old, but like, by the young singers. But Savvy, they are incredible. Somewhere Over the Rainbow, never heard it like this. Never want to hear it again after. It's incredible.
Go to Geva Theater, GEVATHEATRE.org if you're listening to us, and grab your tickets. You have only until October 1st, and God knows where it's going to be, because this is something that I think we really need to see. The queer community, as you said, took, you know, my first date in 6th grade, Rosé, was with the Dorothy in the school play, and I was the Tin Man. And then after we saw the Brady Bunch sequel in Richfield Park, New Jersey, she told me she didn't want to, she just wanted to be friends. So that was my first time being a friend of Dorothy.
Oh my God. Well, if only she had a heart. God.
And a brain. Come on.
And a brain. And some courage.
So we all have our own Wizard of Oz story. Go get your tickets. I want to, as we were going down this walk memory lane, I joke and said,
Yellow Brick Road. Yes.
Down the, see, do you want to host the show with me forever? Because you're fast. You're on your feet. When you look back on your career and singing, you know, I saw you in Titanic. You drove all night. You steered that ship right into an iceberg. You have become known, besides comedy, besides drag, for your voice, for music. Has music always been something that's been important for you?
Music is my first love. And I always, when I was a child, dreamt of being a singer who was well known for that. And yeah, my like education in the arts is like grounded in music. I think a bit more deeply than people realize, just because I am a drag queen, and because I usually sing like pop stuff. Yeah, I am so grateful and so happy to be in a position in my life currently where I'm employed to, and I am known for singing and my voice and my music. It's a great honor to have fulfilled that dream from when I was a kid, for sure.
Well, you have had some singles in your day. You have put out some music, and like this, like
I love these little like that one is quite popular.
and this
That
one.
one also that one also is a fan favorite for sure. That was the first original song I ever wrote and recorded.
So, do we get new music soon? Do we get a chance to hear that voice on our wherever we listen to music?
You do, my love. So recently, about a month ago, I released my first new from the ground up single. It's called "The Night Shift." The response has been lovely, and it is the beginning of. And I have not really said this publicly whatsoever yet, but it is the beginning of an opus of sorts, of the first body of work that I've ever created. Again, from the ground up as a musician, and I'm releasing when does this air?
Whenever you wanted to. This. No, I was hoping to get it up this weekend. We were going to get it up on Sunday.
Put it up this weekend. Yeah, great. Well, so next week, next I couldn't tell you which day. Probably Thursday, September 28th. Yeah, Thursday. I am releasing a new single that I am so passionate about. I know that personally you are going to really like it. Yeah, so I'm just teasing that right now. I haven't announced what it is yet, but I'm going to in the next few days. And then there may be more to follow in the near future. We'll just have to wait and see. But yes, there is music coming. I have been working very hard as a musician behind the scenes for about a year. And yeah, it's release time, and it's very nice to get this shit off of me and out of me. You know.
Well, if that wasn't the tease of teases for next week, you got to go follow. You can go to the website. You can follow at OMG Hey Rosé, like so that we make sure we keep up to date. Because I'm sure you will have it up and out, and we can hear it the second it comes out. When you put music together, what's your style? Is it autobiographical? Is it just The Night Shift, for example? It can have a lot of meanings. What
Yeah.
you come up with these
No,
ideas?
it can have a lot of meanings, and that song specifically is quite direct and honest, and it has been perceived in different ways. But yeah, it is autobiographical. The work that I'm currently producing and releasing is well, I don't want to give too much away, but it's basically a musical timeline of the last couple of years of my life, following I think the greatest choice I ever made, but more to come on that when it is out. Yeah, it's autobiographical. My style, I've kind of stepped into my style, at least for this era, and it's very inspired by Imogen Heap. Lots and lots of my voice, in different harmonies, kind of like cascading like waves. It's lush. Inspired heavily by Alina Baraz, Sufjan Stevens. That kind of like there's a lot of like gorgeous little whispery, breathy moments, and then also I don't know. There's all sorts of stuff in there. There's a lot of Britney moments. There's a lot of Ariana influence. Yeah.
Not everyone.
Some Celine influence, of course, because we love Celine in this house.
Yes. Well, not everyone can belt and skrelt and then give the whisper and the tones and the moods, like the colors and textures of your voice. How do you departmentalize your career? When do you choose to put out music? When do you choose to do a stage show? And when do you choose, you get offers, I'm sure, to do drag everywhere around the world and live in that nightlife scene as well? How do you say, like, this is the time where I'm going to stop and do The Wizard of Oz? This is when I'm going to put music out. This is when I'm going to put on the wig and do that work. How do you figure it out?
Well, I'm very grateful to have, since I was on Drag Race a few years ago, I really have been working quite diligently and frequently. I have to force myself to take breaks, but I am a workhorse. I love to work. I really have to force myself because I need breaks. but because of this, my schedule is always changing, and so when it's time, it's time. When it's the right move, it's the right move. I just kind of like really feel it out. I'm like, okay, do I want to do this? What is this giving me? Sometimes it's about money, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it is about fulfilling strange personal desires from when I was a kid, just to kind of fill out my life and my heart. But as far as the Wizard of Oz goes, when that came along, I was like, I'm really interested in this. And then when I booked it, I was like, okay, I think I need to like exit my play. I mean, I left. I was supposed to be in Australia touring with Work the World, and I decided to come here and do this instead. As far as the music goes, I mean, honey, music is seasonal, but also like when it's ready, let's get it the fuck out, because like it takes a long time to produce and make perfect. So frankly, my music coming out now is simply because finally at the end of summer it is completely finished. It's such a good feeling. It's such a good feeling to work so hard and long on something and just pour your everything into it and then get it out of you, because I want to make new stuff now.
Yes, and that's it. You know it's ready to come out when you're done. I need to move on. We got to get this out. When you look back and reading about your history and coming from overseas and going to Texas of all places and growing up, is there anything that you can say? You know, so many people. There's someone who watches the show who draws all the queens on Drag Race, that's obsessed with drag, that gives them voice. Especially people in Texas, especially people in the United States right now, 300 plus laws against the trans and queer community and drag in general. What is your insight or take on, growing up, being in Texas, and what's all going on in this world?
Well, I'm still coming to terms with, I'm in my 30s, and I see the upcoming, the newer generation. They are so wildly courageous and strong and defiant, and I'm so happy about that, because when I grew up, I grew up half in Scotland in a small village and in a pretty oppressive community, for people like me, for sure. And also when I moved to Texas, to Houston, it was the same story. So I don't know. I feel like I'm just now coming into a version of myself where I really, really accept that everything that I faced as a child made me who I am, even the bad stuff, even the really hard stuff. And I also am like forgiving people who just didn't know that they were necessarily inflicting pain or confusion on a young child, because society hasn't known how to talk about this stuff, and we're learning, and it's painful, and all we can do is talk about it. We have to remain visible by being visible, and I think that we're really lucky right now to be, unfortunately, in this state of turmoil in the world, definitely in this country, but it is that way because of our visibility. People hate drag queens and are coming for us because they can see us, and that's really exciting. And we just have to be persistent. We have to resist all this bullshit, all these laws that try to demean us and that claim that we're up to no good. That's just not true. Drag queens, queer people, we are joy personified. We spark joy, we create joy. And if people don't want to be joyous, get out of my way.
Yes, 100%, a million percent. Yes, I said that the other day. It took me way too long to be able to live comfortably in my skin. I still am working on it, and we all are, for sure. And I'm in my 30s for one more month, so I'm going to use it while I can. I'm in my 30s till Halloween, and then but
very spooky. Goblin ghoul,
But I see it with the youth too. They own it in a way that I'm so envious and jealous of. So cheers to that. More of that. Yes. Do we get to see you perform these singles live? Can we get Rosé on the stage with a live mic and some looks and a band?
I would absolutely love that. I'm also like, I've begun to go back and explore just myself as an artist and as a person outside of drag. Because again, I was a musician for years. I was an actor for years, before I created Rosé, and it has only elevated and expanded and revealed so much to me, and people have fallen in love with Rosé. It's been nothing but like fabulous for me. But I still really like to lean into the different layers of myself. So the answer is yes. As far as the looks go, of course there'll be looks, but they might not be what you expect. Maybe they will be. I would, I mean, I'll be returning to New York for the better part of this fall, and I would really like to organize. There's nothing set yet, but I'm not there. I'm not there. Let me release it first, and then I'll perform it. But yeah, of course, I would love to like really do like an intimate acoustic setting for this music because it suits it. It's great music for fall. So yeah.
The tease is on. Listen, everyone that's watching right now, if you're in Rochester, if you're in New York, you need to run till the 1st. You can go jivatheater.org and get your tickets and see Glinda and the queerest production of The Wizard of Oz that you will ever see, and that's like tall orders.
Well, hopefully not ever see. Hopefully there'll be more stuff like this, but hopefully I will remain Glinda because it is seriously so fun, and I feel so gorgeous. It is wild. It is, oh my gosh, the way they've costumed me is so glamorous. I love it.
And then we're gonna go over on the Instagram. We're gonna follow. We're gonna go to your website. We're gonna be ready for the singles and whatever other tricks you have up your sleeve. Because I know you have some tricks up your sleeve. You always do.
It's not a back handspring, but honey, I've got tricks. I've got tricks.
Oh, that's the soundbite of the day right there. Congratulations! When you're in New York and you have something that's not planned yet, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Thank you, sweetie. You too. Seriously, I love talking to you. You're so easy to talk to. You're so fun and nice.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
You are. I hear myself and I sound emotionless, but that's just the way I talk.
Yeah, it works so great. With the little vocal fry and a little monotoneness is giving life.
Honey, it's trendy, okay? Gotta stay young. We just talked about these fucking kids taking my job. Shit.
Rosé, everybody. Well, there you have it. Well, you're listening to the Roundtable, and that was Rosé, a drag queen, singer, actor. You know what I'm saying? Really talented, really fun. Need to go see the Rosé experience when it's on the road. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of music coming together and out by Rosé, so stay up to date. You know, we have everybody on this show from Broadway to actors to gospel to drag. You know, we don't discriminate. We don't discriminate at the Roundtable. We're so happy that you're watching us. We are coming back live on October 12th. That's right. We will be on the YouTube channel October 12th, followed right away on the Broadway Podcast Network, so you can listen to it. We have so many big stars coming up in October. Like, I'm a little gagged. So make sure you follow us at The Roundtable with Robert Bannon or at Robert M. Bannon. For my personal page, you can hear my music. I have Christmas shows and albums. You know, I'm on the hustle too here, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this show, and I hope you continue to watch us and support artists talking about art here at the Roundtable. Till next time, the best is yet to come. Bye, everybody.